Now that we've got the agency branded and we've got the settings all sorted out, ready for your agency, what we're going to do is onboard the first contractor. So before we do that, we're just going to explain some of these left-hand menu items. So first off, we've got users. The only person in there at the moment should be yourself. You can add users using this slider here. The only two required fields are here and here. So we'll go ahead and we'll add one for a contractor. I'm going to call him Chris Smith, and you can put whatever reference details you want in there or just leave it blank. Now, just remember, users are any people in the system. They can be a contractor, they can be a line manager, or they can be an administrator. So now we come down to clients. Clients are any businesses that you deal with. So let's say we deal with NASA and leave these two fields blank for now. Okay, so we've got our first user in there, and then we've got our first client. Now everything hangs off what we call a contract. So let's go in here. We've got no contracts yet, so let's add the first contract. Once we do this, this ties together the client and the contractors, and each contractor can have their own authorizer. They can have ones different to each other or the same, and you can have one contractor to one contract or many contractors working under the same contract. So let's say that we don't actually want NASA to be the client. We can just add a new one on the fly. So we'll call them SpaceX. Okay, and again, leave those other two blank. There you go, you've got a new client in the system. This is going to be called the Falcon 9 contract. And down here, we've got the default set. So this means that every time you add a new contractor, if you have yes selected, then it will default them to being on a weekly contract and submitting hour by hour. So they'll start at whatever time and they'll end at a certain time, and then they'll submit a certain time for breaks. Everything else is set to no, so they're not going to be able to submit any holidays, and hours have to be done during the normal business day. It can't go through midnight. And if you want to add a reference number in that will tally with your CRM, then you can. Other than that, click Add Contract and you'll be taken straight through to the contract detail page. Now from here, we can add your contractor. We already have a contractor, that's Chris Smith, who we just added, but let's imagine that they're not on the system yet, so we can just add them on the fly. You then need to select their line manager. So if that line manager isn't in the system, again, we just add a new user. Click Add User, and that person is now in the system. All that's required now is a start date, so we'll just select the 12th, and everything else should be right. So it's hourly, weekly. If you want to change it for this particular contractor, just change it to day rate. That will remove the nights, because obviously you can't go through a night if we're not requesting the hours. You can put in a payroll number here for Ali Jones, so whatever your payroll number is, and then click Invite Users. When you click Invite Users, this sends an email to them. For reference, the email that goes out will look something like this. So it's Ali Jones, John Rocket, that's you, the recruiter, has invited you to start submitting timesheets for the Falcon 9 Team 1 contract with SpaceX through the Rocket Recruitment timesheet system. All they have to do is click here, and then they're taken to a page that looks like your login page, but it has one field. They enter a new password and then they're taken straight in. That's all you need to do to set up your first contractor. If you need to add another one on the same contract, you click in there. If you need to edit this contractor, just click in here. It'll take you to the contractor detail, and you can see any timesheets that they've submitted. This one hasn't submitted any, but you can on their behalf. see that's set to day rates. If they were set to hourly rates, then it looks like this. Hopefully that answers everything. If you have any questions, just email support@savetrees.co.uk or reach out to us directly and we'll be happy to answer any questions. Good luck!